Hey everybody, it's the media junkie from the culture of pop. How y'all doing? Sovereign. And I absolutely loved Sovereign. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This is a great movie of a true story that I didn't know about. Of some of those, we see them all the time on cops and all the body cameras and stuff. Sovereign Citizen. If you are one or whatever, sorry, I'm not assuming you are anything. I'm just saying this is about one that's extremely bad, almost to the point of, just insane. Probably is insane, but it's a great. And I'm talking, so I can't remember his name, and I'm gonna kill myself. I shouldn't say that. Unalive myself. Nick Offerman is in it, and he's so good. And so is Jacob Tremblay. Yeah, and Dennis Quaid. He's not in it that much, but what he was in, very good. But this is an evil story about an evil person, evil two guys. I mean, but the kid was didn't have a choice in his evilness. But it's acted so well, and it's so great. Anyway, 4 out of 5. Very, very good. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. This is not at all what I expected it to be, and I loved it. I said the other day, I'm just not into war movies that much anymore. Like the A24 one, what was it, Warfare? That was really good. And then this one, I mean, and it's really good, man. It's a good-hearted story, too, about, one guy paying back another guy for shit that he did. And, man, man, I like Jake Gyllenhaal more and more every day, man. Ever since Roadhouse. I still like his Roadhouse remake. And he's really good in this. Next was my daughter's pick, Freakier Friday. I didn't like this as much as the first one. I did like the first one. I like all the actresses involved, everybody involved in it. It's nice to see Mark Harmon again. Although he is looking older, he's not that summer school guy anymore. Or Ted Bundy for that matter. But Freakier Friday, this was good. There's not much you can say about it. It's a fun little family film. And it's for the girls, and I think that's who appreciates the most. And I appreciate that my daughter appreciates it. And other young women around the world appreciated it. Anyway, next up, Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, I don't know what that move was I did. I was trying to be cool with a Letterboxed review. All right, Final Destination Bloodlines, 3.5. I think this went up. I do believe this was on my top 10 best films of the year. So it's 5 out of 5 now since I watched it a second time. I had so much fun with this movie. I can't tell you any more about it just because I've already said about 1,000 times I had so much fun this 2025 with this movie. Beast of War. 2 out. I like to try the effort they put in. Beast of War, better not mention. It's not good. It's not a good shark movie. It's not a good ripoff of the Indianapolis movie or whatever it was supposed to be. It's just not good. Possessor, not good either. Thought this was going to be better. Didn't really even understand it. That's probably part of the problem. Like the visuals, like that scary mask. Wish there was more of that kind of stuff. I'm still not sure. I think my son is the one that picked this. And then I found out later that it was on my list. It was I had bought it at one point, and I know why I bought it. Because it was done by what's his name's son, isn't it? Where is his name? Where's the directors, guys? If you can tell me where the directors are, I would appreciate that. That would be really cool. Crew. That might have helped. Okay. Brandon, yeah, he's David Cronenberg's son. So that's why I originally bought it. I probably bought it, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Even for David Cronenberg's son, it's just not a good film. It's just not. Together, I thought this was really, really good. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, but still good. I think you guys all know this is basically a couple that's very much in love, and then they start to, let's say, come together. That's why it's called Together. It's a very freaky body horror movie. The last one, Possessor, by David Cronenberg's son, Brandon Cronenberg. Yeah, I wish that's what this would have been. I mean, I thought that was more of like his style, but this is really good and really very creepy, and the end is even more just unsettling. It's unsettling is a very good word. Tetris, starting to love Taylor Egerton a lot. He's on my list later too. Tetris, I didn't see this, but I know they were making a bunch of movies, at one time about all these different things, like we had the Cheeto movie and all that stuff, all these different things people invented and people just got tired of them. So some were swept under the rug. This one's really good. It's not really much about the making of the game. It's kind of about getting it from Russia and all that stuff. But Taylor Egerton's really good, and he's starting to be one of my favorite actors. And I gave it 3.5 stars. And a love mark. But yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, Americana disappointed me. I thought it was going to be good because my good boy Paul Walter Hauser was in it, and I buy and watch anything Paul Walter Hauser is in it. I've been repping him since since the Clint Eastwood movie, Richard Jewell, about Richard Jewell. I think that's where I first saw him. That was his first starring role, before he was even, anybody. But man, I love him, and we all love Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, it's just not a very good story. It's boring. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. I give it 2 stars. And then we've got The Conjuring Last Rites. This is the one that I was talking about in the first edition, or earlier, I mean. And The Conjuring Last Rites. This one was good. For an end of Conjuring, I gave it 3.5 stars. That was about the most I could give it, because it wasn't really, the storyline wasn't anything new. But everything they did concerning the Warrens and all that stuff, kind of like their story and what they went through, and then at the end how they paid tribute, that was all really good, and that was really awesome. And I've loved the Warrens. I don't give a shit if they did it or not, if they were probably all full of shit, but I love the couple that's doing it, of course. And I think they're amazing together, and I think they've made this a real character in horror, only because they're not the villains. Are they not bigger and talked about more? But the Warren team that's been doing all these Conjuring movies, I've loved, and that's the main reason I followed the stories. So I give them 3.5 alone out of the 4. And then, of course, you'll see I watched Weapons again with my kids, and I was expecting it then. I was expecting who the villain was, so it didn't let me down as much, and I was able to appreciate the movie and like it more. So I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'll stick with that today, but it's still on my worst list because it's a disappointment, because my original visit, it was a disappointment. This one is on my worst list also. I gave it 2.5. I think I gave the 2.5 because I did like some of the production value, kind of fun stuff like that. But it's definitely not a great Marvel movie. It's definitely going to go down as one of the worst ever. I feel sad for Anthony Mackie, because he was kind of pushed into this, and I don't think he got the representation that other, let's say, people got in other forms of Marvel. But anyway, so I gave it 2.5. 3 stars for Oh Hi. This is a little funny movie. I thought it was pretty good. It's basically this girl whose boyfriend tells her, I'm not into you anymore, and she thinks they're ready to get married and down the road, and she kidnaps him and makes him fall in love with her, which I think is a really considerate, loving thing to do. As long as she's not really a psycho in this till the very end. So, if anybody wants to kidnap me. Anyway, not for real. In a Violent Nature, I had heard about this one. I hadn't seen it, so I looked for it, and 2.5 out of 4. It's a nice concept. It really is, but it gets really boring after a while. You're following it from the entire killer's point of view, and you don't really know anything about it. He just starts picking up stuff and killing people with it. The kills are really awesome, which is what you give the 2.5 stars for, and is why you're there. They are really gruesome. They are really awesome. They're inventive. It's really, hey, there's the Joker even says so. But yeah, but it wasn't as good as I thought. But neat concept, but about 2.5 stars worth of a neat concept. The Perfect Neighbor, I really did like this one, 3.5. Another one of those Netflix crime things. I remember seeing the story and talking or hearing of the story, because I watched, of course, body cams like everybody else does. And I remember seeing the story about a year ago, where this lady developing this obsession with her neighbors and stuff. And it was good. 3.5 out of 5 stars, of course. I wouldn't watch it again, because it's not the type of movie. I guess Violent Nature. I guess I wouldn't watch Oh Hi again, but I know I liked it. Drag Me to Hell. This was one of my Halloween picks. The kids hadn't seen it yet. This is one of my favorite Wes Craven movies. Please let me say that I got that right by saying Wes Craven. Sam Raimi. I knew I was wrong. That's why I went into it. Sam Raimi. I always get those two mixed up. I don't know why. It's one of his greatest. I think it's fun. I think it's really out there. There's a lot of great effects in it from back in 2009. It's good. It's one of his ones they don't talk about much, and that kind of sucks. So I gave it 4.5 out of 5. The Mist. This is one of my favorites, and this was my, I think, pick for Halloween one week, and I love this one. 5. I don't need to say much more about it. 5 out of 5, of course, because it is simply a great movie. I started watching Clown, and then I realized I had already watched it. I put Don't Believe the Hype. I keep forgetting to see what you guys can go back and see what my things are here, my comments. I said Don't Believe the Hype. This was supposed to be it was a short movie back in the day on YouTube, where a guy put on a clown suit for his kid's party and turned into a clown. As a short movie, it was really creepy to think about, but then they actually kind of went through with it and made an entire movie. After about 15 minutes of watching this, I realized I had already watched it when it originally came out, in 2014 or whatever. Yeah, it's not good. It's just not. Maybe a little more effort into it, would have been awesome. Another Halloween movie, Creep Show. Standard, got to watch it every year. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. 5 out of 5 stars. A big old heart because I will watch it again and again. Like I said, did this during Halloween. So that's October. That was my last one of Halloween, so that's kind of cool. So then we got November, and let's start on in here to November. The Cut. And The Cut with Orlando Bloom is the best reason to watch. Sufficient at best is what I said. I need to read these comments because sometimes they're kind of thoughtful. When I'm not ranting and raving on here, I'm actually take time to think of my words and I'm thoughtful. But anyway, yeah, Orlando Bloom is the best reason to watch. Sufficient at best. It was a good boxing movie. It wasn't great. Orlando Bloom's really good in it. The plot's pretty good, but it's not amazing. I've seen better boxing movies, and not even just Rocky. I've seen better boxing movies. Like, what was that one, Warrior, about UFC fighting? And I'm not saying boxing. I'm talking about, like, fighting and stuff. So yeah, it's not great. Fantastic Four, this is my daughter's pick. She bought it. I never would have picked it. I did not have any interest in seeing this. I know it's required watching supposedly for Doomsday, but I'm tired of Pedro Pascal. I really don't give a shit how I say his name at this point. I'm just tired of him. He's done that to himself, and the media's done it to him, and everything. He just hasn't had a point where he's had that breaking point where something broke his trajectory. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I haven't seen him in a few things in a while since Fantastic Four, but we know he's coming. You notice he's not being shown in any of the trailers. It doesn't say Reed Richards is coming back for Avengers Doomsday, so you got that going. But so that's really why I wasn't into it. And I've never been into the Fantastic Four. Every one of them they make into a movie fails. Every one is thought bad of and fails. We won't be thinking about this one till Doomsday again. And nobody's talking about this now. They're talking about it in reference to Doomsday, and that's it. Nobody gives a shit. And once Doomsday takes over, and the one after that, Secret Wars? No, everybody's going to forget about this movie. And I bet Reed Richards even cut more out of the second one. But anyway, so Paul Walter Hauser is in it, though. So I'll say that's why I watched it. And that's why I gave it the 3 stars. I forgot he was in it, but it's not a big role. Anyway, I mean, it's all right, man. If you like the Fantastic Four, you're going to love it. Frankenstein. Not as good as I thought it was, but very good. 3.5 stars. It looked beautiful. It looked amazing. I give 2 of those stars just for the way it looked. It looked amazing. I wish I could have seen it on the theater screen. I live in a small town, so we don't ever get that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was everybody acting in it. This 3.5 stars is for the actors and for the way it looks. The storyline, not so much. It's all right. I see. It was neat that they did Frank's story first, and Frank's story first, and then the scientist, or I guess you could say he's Frankenstein. They did the monsters story, or they did. I'm so confused now, Dr. Frankenstein. They did Frankenstein. Oh God! They did the monster second and Dr. Frankenstein's first. Their stories. Anyway, God, that was a pile of manure. The Bling Ring. I've always loved this movie. I saw it when it first came out. I thought it was a great story. My daughter wanted to watch it, so that's what we did, was watch it. And it's very good. It's still good. It holds up, even a few years back, especially with influencers and all that kind of stuff going on today. We are still in November. Being Eddie, this is when I finally watched this. All you got to do is watch my top 10. I love this movie. It's the movie of the year for me. Even though it was on streaming, I did a separate list for streaming. This is the movie of the year for me, though. It taught me and learned me and did everything it could with Eddie Murphy for me. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was, even when he's showing around his beautiful, immense house, I didn't feel any sign of, for me, I didn't feel like, God, look how rich he is. Look how he's showing this all off. He's eating, like I would in a lot of people, not get angry, but I'm like, I didn't mind. It's like, you deserve all this shit, man. And then the thing with the puppets, I didn't expect that. I didn't know that was going to happen. And with Pryor and Fox, or not Fox, Red Fox, I was thinking Pryor and Bill Cosby, and then the fact that he has a what's the other guy's name? I can't think his name. I love him. Oh God, the other black comedian's name. I can't think of his name now. That he brings out at the end. I had his name a minute ago. I can't think of it, but that was funny. But yeah, great movie of the year for me, 2025. Funny Games. This was my son's pick. Great movie, amazing. I still love it. It's one of the ones that really creeps me out. I have seen the other version too. I think it's the French version or whatever. This is kind of why I didn't see Strangers. Why I saw The Strangers, the original, and I kind of thought Funny Games did this way better. So that's why I didn't see part two, which I now need to see, like I've talked about. But everybody knows this movie. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really creepy. Stiller and Mira. This is on the top 5 list for my streaming stuff. I love this. 5 out of 5 stars. It's basically Ben Stiller and his daughter's sister talking about their mom and dad, who are very famous from like almost birth to death. It seems like they, and it's just an amazing story. It's a heartfelt story. It's a story about somebody who two people who were really real showmen. It really shows in this too. Southbound. I don't know why I said that. Southbound. I'm trying to go so fast. Southbound, I didn't get a kick out of. I didn't think it was great. It's supposed to be I like anthology movies, and that's what this is, but it's not worth a shit. There's not really anybody famous in it. It was released in 2015. I missed it, but for some reason, somebody said it was really good on some show I was watching on YouTube, and I was like, it's like $5 or something. So yeah, it sucked. Gretel and Hansel sucked. First Osgood Perkins movie I really didn't like. I just didn't like it. Parts of it were good. It's shot really inventively. Everybody does a good job in it. It's just not, I just didn't like it. And I'm finding out about a few Osgood Perkins early stuff, why he wasn't famous yet. Longlegs was definitely a breakthrough. Not saying his other stuff's crap either, because I like Blackcoat's Daughter, but this, man, nah. Black Phone 2, disappointing. 3 out of 5 stars. It was all right, but it was just the storyline and stuff was really disappointing. It seemed like they just repeated a lot, and you can tell nobody really said anything about it, or even raised it, or praised it, or gave it some kind of gaze. I don't know. It wasn't good to me, but I still gave it 3 stars because I love Ethan Hawke, and I'm going to give it some extra stars. It's just that's what I do, and I do it for certain reasons. 40 Acres was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a real cheap exploitation type movie, but it was actually really good. It was actually action packed, and I really liked it. 3.5 stars. Put that I would watch it again. And why did I do that? I was going to click here. So yeah, there's your cast, and everybody. There's not a ton of people that I know. I've never seen this woman before. There's nobody I know in it really, but it was great. I thought it was really, really good. Give it a quick shot. It's got to be on streaming services for free by now, or ones that you have subscriptions to. This is my daughter's pick, Devil Wears Prada. She's never seen it before. I secretly watched this when I spent a weekend at my cousin's getting drunk, and he went out for like 3 hours, and I was laying on the couch, and this came on, and I watched it, and I ended up loving it. I never would have watched it otherwise, and I ended up absolutely loving it. It is a great movie still to this day. 5 out of 5 stars. Good boy. This was my son's choice because I said I'll buy it if you want to watch it because it was cheap, and I said it's only like an hour and because it was a short night. We loved it. We thought it was great. If you know the ending, then there's not much more to be said about it. He is a good boy. He is a good boy. And where's my good boy at? I don't know where he left. He was in here earlier. He gets bored when I do this. But yeah, good movie. All about the dog. All from the dog's point of view. Pretty cool. Queen of Manhattan. I gave this 4.5 stars out of 5. I don't know why I'm saying that. This is actually the film adaptation of Vanessa Del Rio's story. Vanessa Del Rio, if you didn't know, was an adult actress in the 80s. And a lot of guys liked her. You got to understand about the 80s and adult. It's a different thing. It's a different world now. Anyway, I'm not saying it's right or wrong or whatever you feel, but it's a great story about her if you know who she is. Guys, I'm talking to you. Maybe there's some girls too, but it's a great story about Vanessa Del Rio. Anyhow, Downey wrote that. This was my daughter's pick, and I was going to pick it actually, and it's all about the SNL writer James Downey, and it's got just about everybody you know on SNL that was famous or good, famous or awesome or whatever, and it's about his writing and how he marked so many different huge marks in SNL history by bringing characters to life and doing this and that and whatever. Anytime you laugh, they always say Downey probably wrote that or whatever. But 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I thought it was great. I would watch it again. And then we've got Ick. Ick, I gave 3.5 stars to. This was a very funny movie. I think it's got Superman in it. Let me check. Yes, Brendan Routh. Brendan Routh he wasn't a bad Superman. Yeah, he's in it, and he's really funny in it. He's hilarious in this. Who's the other big actress who's absolutely hilarious? Melina Wiseman, that might be her. She's hilarious too. But anyway, this is a very funny movie about some very just funky stuff coming up in the world. And I mean, you know, like ick. Like I can't really describe it for you. I'll ruin it. And I put so much fun. Brandon Routh's just so terrific in this. He's like he was in Scott Pilgrim. So yeah, he's really good in this, and everybody else is. It's really funny. It's a lot of fun. The next one in November, and this is ending November. We finally come to the end of the list. Next one was John Candy, I Like Me. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, but as I told you before, this is on my worst of list for the year, which really wasn't a worst of list. Like 3 were really worst. The rest were just disappointing or letdowns. And this is one of them. This was a letdown to me. I don't know how much more to say except for, like SCTV says, it was so maudlin. I have to say maudlin. I know it's maudlin. But it just was so just serious and dramatic. I'm not expecting an hour and a half, 2 hours of just pure clips of him being funny. But when you watch Eddie and how much it gets done with Eddie's life and what it does, which is maybe because he's still alive. But when you look at that and then you look at this, you see where there's different lineups. And this should have been more fun and less, because that's kind of what all I saw. And I'm not saying you can't have a movie like that. It's fine. If you want to have it, that's what you want to have. But my final review on it that I've been saying to everybody who's asked me about it, why I don't like it, is if John Candy came back tomorrow, I don't think he'd like it. He'd be like, what did you do to me? Why are you making me look so sad sack? I don't know. That's my opinion on it. We're sticking to it. Me and my voices in my head. Strange Harvest. Didn't think this was great. Didn't think it was amazing at all. Thought it was going to be absolutely fantastic. Nice cult theory. Looked like some good effects, or not effects, but like the drawings were really precise. Everything was really neat looking. It was creepy, and it turned out to be a pile of shit. 2 stars out of 5. I liked, certain things about it. So it's not often that I give a half a star or even 1 star. It's not often. Because I figure if you're putting something into it, I want to give you the credit that you deserve. This had a lot of good things, but it had far more bad things. And I don't mean that in a good way, like a horror film. I just didn't care for it. My last one of November was Light Sleeper. This was my son's pick. As I said, he picks a lot of eclectic stuff, weird tastes. I think I had seen this before, and I wasn't sure. It is very good. Willem Dafoe, of course. I watch Willem Dafoe, do just about anything. It is a Paul Schrader film. It's 1992. I don't even know where he heard about this from. I don't want to say it's a stickler to get through, but it is kind of tough. It's very slow. But it's not just the pace. It's kind of like just the creepiness of the whole atmosphere. But I thought it was very good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was about equal to what a movie should be, which is about my 3 rating usually. So it was pretty good. That was the last one of the year, though, or the last one in November. Now I'm going to get to it, and I'm going to do December, and then I'll do January here coming up, and we'll be all caught up. I hope. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you stuck around. Sorry, it's going to have to be in 2 parts? Yeah, I'm going to have to put it in 2 parts for you. You'll see that by now. You would have gone to part 2. But I appreciate the people who really do watch these and comment on them. It's really awesome to have you watch long form videos when most of my stuff's like 5 or 7 minutes. It's awesome when you watch that, but it's even better when you watch this. Leave comments, please. I beg you, even if you want to argue with me on something. Don't be mean. But no, if you want to argue or if you want to, whatever, just tell me I'm wrong, or even that I'll accept gladly. I love the comments. They're one of my favorite things. But you guys have a good one. I will see you on the next one. I'm the Media Junkie. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope you're doing marvelous today. I'm doing splentastic.